Today I want to talk about separating studio work from dopamine. So I want to keep the creation phase more for me. It means having my relationship with my art practice and the relationship with my art business. Those are both separate relationships that do overlap. Building systems, ways of working, keeping play a big part of it. That is one of the first things to go. And then that just kills the creativity and the freedom and the exploration and the experimenting. Nothing kills that more than sharing prematurely or feeling like you're being watched while you work. Or it's like the inner dialogue, like the inner voice is other people's perception instead of like my own thoughts about making the work. So this is something I've been doing, and that's creating a lag time between the creation phase and the sharing. I think people have gotten in the habit of thinking that things have to be real time in order to be, God, I'm so sick of the word authentic. I want my inner thoughts and experiences to shape the work that I'm making, to not feel like I'm beholden to a certain direction within a piece. The biggest struggle I would have is if you show a work in progress and someone comments that they love it. It's a total blessing, but also a curse. If someone's interested in purchasing it and the painting isn't done yet, oh my goodness, it's like that becomes like the hardest job. I think that can really eat into one's art practice because you're blurring the business side and then the creation part. I think there's a place for, or maybe it's like a hat that you put on. I love a good strategy, and I like coming up with collections and the ideas and putting my business hat on and making plans for, let's say, a body of work, and how that makes sense to like energy, time, whatever restrictions are in place that need to be in place, and coming up with the concept and being smart about what you're going to be putting out and what could possibly be returned to you. Some of that is in terms of money, and there's a point where you have to turn that off, and you have to have a good gap of time with just you and your thoughts and making the work. I need a lot of quiet time, and if I'm not getting that quiet time in my personal life, I definitely need it in my professional life. And that has been a struggle for me, especially coming out of a long school break, people working from home, kids home. I struggle with that. So distancing myself from sharing so quickly has helped immensely with like the inner dialogue that's happening while I work. It's more quiet. It's more focused on, there's just freedom of thought, which is great. So it's like less intrusive kind of thoughts of the outcome. The process is my favorite part. Keeping that relationship with the process at the center of my work will serve me in the long run. Because if I'm not getting that sense of, it's hard to explain because there's just so many feelings and that come with making a painting. Oh, it's like, it's dynamic, the feelings that are involved with making artwork. And especially when you're selling your work for a living that your family relies on, that is like a whole other layer to work on these things. It's a like constant evolution of how to do this. Keep moving forward and being excited and loving my job. I don't ever want to work for somebody else. So there's a lot of conversations like this to have and to share and to talk about. This helps give me clarity. I hope it does the same for you.
Sorry to disturb you. She just wants to see you.
Okay, of course. I'll be right in.
Okay.